Everybody say Amen. Amen. Sing Amen. Amen. Sing Amen. 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 Sing Amen. 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 Yisrael Chai. Amen. 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 Yisrael Chai. Amen. Amen. Yisrael Chai. Amen. 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 Yisrael Chai. Sing Yisrael Chai, Amen. Amen. Yisrael Chai, Amen. 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 Yisrael Chai, Amen. 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 Yisrael Chai. Shabbat Shalom. How's everybody doing tonight? Hinei ma tov u'manai, how good and totally awesome it is that we are all together here tonight, happy and healthy, and raising our voices and doing it Jewishly. This is good stuff. I selfishly am so excited to be here with this awesome woman and in this awesome place. I love being here, and I've been here several times, and it's just such a warm and sweet and welcoming and inclusive community. And I don't take it for granted. Every time I get a chance, I feel very lucky. So.
We are very lucky.
Hinei ma tov u'manai sheberachina yachad. Hinei ma tov u'manai sheberachina yachad. Hinei ma tov u'manai sheberachina Yachad. Hinei ma tov u'manai sheberachim gam yachad. You sing Hinei ma tov. Hinei ma tov u'manai sheberachim gam Just voices sing. Hine matov ma. Beautiful. Shabbat. Hine matov manai. Shabbat. Let's do it. Just voices. Just voices. Hine matov manai. Shabbat. Hine matov manai, sheberakhi daya.
Shabbat Shalom.
Shalom.
Before we continue and truly begin our service with the lighting of the Shabbat candles, I want to invite forward every young person below the age of 13. So if you can count and you are beneath the age, below the age of 13, I want you to come forward and stand here on the bima. Be careful of the wires. What we traditionally do on Shabbat, this is something that I love so much about Shabbat. It is a time where children get to be blessed. And that God can look down on them. And so you don't want to scooch away from this and receive a blessing. And so that is my honor to do for you today. May God bless you and keep you. Ya'er Adonai panav elecha v'chunecha. May God shine God's face upon you and be gracious to you. Yisa Adonai panav elecha v'yasem lecha shalom, shalom. May God shine God's face upon you, and may God grant you the greatest gift of all, the gift of peace. Amen. Amen. Oh, we see what? A little child. And now it is my pleasure to call upon Anna Harwood and her daughter. Come on up, that's fine. And Jack Harwood, of course, please, to come forward with Liz to light our Shabbat candles and do Kiddush today. So if you would please turn to page 9 and please rise.
Almighty God, on this Shabbat, grant us and our loved ones rest and renewal. May the light of these candles light out from among us all tension and anxiety. Send your blessings to our children, that we may walk in the ways of your Torah, your
Baruch atah Adonai Eloheinu melech haolam, borei peri hagafen. Baruch atah Adonai Eloheinu melech haolam, asher kiddushanu mitzvotav v'ratzavanu, v'shabbat kodsho ve'ahava u'ratzon hidchivanu, zikaron v'maaseh bereshit, ki hu yom tefillah lemikra kodesh, zecher l'tziat v'Yisrael, ki banu b'charta ve'otanu kidashta b'kolim, v'shabbat kodshecha ve'ahava u'ratzon hin'chatanu, baruch atah Adonai mekadesh hashamat. Now I call Liz forward to be our service leader, as well as Jeff Hirsch to come forward to lead us in Ma'ariv Aravim. Please remain standing and turn to page 11 for Baruch. How are we doing? Sorry, yes. Baruch.
We're getting there. We're
Right, yeah, it'll happen.
But before Baruch,
But before
a couple other things.
there, please, forgive me.
But I no, it's all good because I threw this in here tonight because it's my favorite part. Okay, and I just had to squeeze it in. Anyone here have a busy week by any chance? Anyone? Anyone have a crazy busy week? Who had the busiest week? You can rate. Don't be ashamed. It's okay. All right, so this is for you. Okay. This is my, you know what, you can all sit down for just a minute, okay?
Yeah, that's it.
So, oh yeah, I'm throwing a ring in there. But here's the deal. One of the things that is so beautiful about our tradition is that God knew it would be this way. God knew that if you said, how many people were busy this week? Like, the Jews would all have both hands up. Okay, we overachieved, we did it, and God knew, and that's why God had Shabbat. God said, thou shalt stop. Okay, stop it, turn off the buzzy, busy beeping, all that stuff, because we don't need it all the time, right? Would you all agree? It feels like we do. They even put new things in our iPhones so that we can keep track of how crazy we are, right? It's like a new thing, brand new thing. You're crazy. There. But this tradition that we have in Judaism is to acknowledge, and I'm not talking about just Shabbat right now, because Shabbat says, take a break. But it's not so easy to take a break. The tradition I'm talking about are the Psalms. And the Psalms acknowledge that it's not so easy to just stop. What happens when someone tells you to relax? Do you relax? Absolutely not, okay? It's hard to relax. It's hard to focus when someone says focus. But the Psalms acknowledge that. They help us warm up our voices, help us warm up our souls, so that when we say the Baruch Hu in just a few minutes, that we're ready. That we're here, that when we welcome the Shabbat bride, when we sing the words of L'chadodi, that we're actually ready for that. So this is our chance as a community to start syncing up, to start hearing each other, and to start sharing with each other, to start contributing to this community that we have in this room tonight. So Shir LaAdonai, sing unto God a new song. We'll sing this together. Shir LaAdonai. L'Adonai, Shir Kadash, beautiful. Shir L'Adonai, Kol ha'aretz, Kol ha'aretz. We continue with the words of Romanu. I'll sing this. Romanu, Romanu, Adonai Elohim Ishtacha, V'Ishtacha, Romanu, Romanu, Adonai Elohim V'Ishtacha Lehar Koshut, Ki Kadosh, Ki Kadosh, Ki Kadosh, Adonai Elohim Romanu, Ki Kadosh, Ki Kadosh, Ki Kadosh, Adonai Elohim, Adonai Elohim. Adonai Elohim Ishtacha, V'Ishtacha, Adonai Elohim V'Ishtacha Lehar Koshut. How many people here have been to Israel? Raise your hand if you've been. Look at that. Wow. And how many of you have been up to the northern city, the Shabbat, the mystical city? Beautiful. So this is the words, not this melody, but the words were written in Shabbat. The hundreds of years ago that the people of Shabbat would bring in Shabbat by walking out into the fields, and they would sing together as a community. Imagine if we walked out and found a field out there. But tonight, this is our field, right in here. We make this happen together as a community, and then in just a moment after this, we rise for the Baruch Hu and the call of worship. But we'll be ready then, right? Everyone warming up? I'll sing, you sing. L'chadodi, Likrat Kala, Shabbat, Kabbalah, L'chadodi, Likrat Kala, Shabbat, Kabbalah, Shalom, Bizachor, B'diborecha, B'shviyanu, El Hanucha, Adonai, Echad, U'Shemo Echad, Shem Tiferet, L'Tihlah, L'chadodi, Likrat Kala, Shabbat, Kabbalah, L'chadodi, Likrat Kala, Shabbat, Kabbalah, Likrat Shabbat, Lehu v'nilcha, Yihi v'kor, Habracha, Yerush v'ket, Nesucha, Zot ma'aseh v'machshava tila, L'chadodi, Likrat Kala, Shabbat, Kabbalah, L'chadodi, Likrat Kala, Shabbat, Kabbalah, Bo'im Shalom, Ateret Ba'ala, גם בשמחה וסולה, תוך אמוני הסגולה, בואי קלה, בואי קלה, בואי קלה. לך דודי, לקראת קלה, משבת קלה, לך דודי, לקראת קלה, משבת קלה, לך דודי, לך דודי, לך דודי, לך דודי. Please rise. Continue with the words of the bar. Ya la la, ya 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 ya, ya la la ya ya ya, ya la la ya ya ya, ya la la ya ya ya. Baruch Hu et Adonai, Amevorach. Baruch Adonai HaMorah, Le'olam, 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 Le'olam,
Praise Adonai, to whom our praise is due. Praise Adonai, to whom our praise is due, now and forever.
Baruch atah Adonai, Eloheinu melech haolam, asher b'divrei ma'ariv aravim, chachma v'teh sha'arim, u'vikrina v'shana v'atim, u'kalei et amim, u'zaber et ha'kochavim, u'mishparatehim, u'rakia, kitzona, u'rei yom v'layla, u'leil u'midnei, Shech v'chashech midnei u'ma'avir yom u'ma'avir laila u'ma'adir bein yom u'bein laila Adonai Sivaro Shema El Chai Chaim Tamid Yemot L'Hamim Le'olam Ha'vaed Baruch atah Adonai Ma'ariv Arvim.
Please join me on page 15. We are loved by... We are loved by an unending love. We are raised by enormous kindness, even when we are ignorant from ourselves. We are touched by fingers that soothe us, even when we are too proud for soothing. We are counseled by voices that guide us, even when we are too embittered to hear. We are loved by an unending love. We are supported by hands that uplift us, even in the midst of a fall. We are urged on by eyes that lead us, even when we are too weak for meeting. We are loved by an unending love. Embraced, touched, soothed, and counseled. Ours are the arms, the fingers, the voices. Ours are the hands, the eyes, the smiles. We are loved by an unending love.
So we would like to invite some very special, last-minute special guests. All of the kids, come on up here. We'd love for you to join us right here up on the steps of the Bima. All kids below the height of this. Okay? Scooch up here. Come on up here. Get up here. Get up here. Get up here. Okay. Come on up. Come on up. So we're going to do something really special. Some of you might know this already, or know versions of this, and I remember last time I was here we even did all this. Everyone, as a matter of fact, you might need to put your cedar ring or prayer books down for this because you're going to need your hands. Okay, is everybody ready? Everyone take your hands like this, like you're putting on blinders and say, shh. And this is such a shushy shush that it actually shushes all the stuff out here so that we hear the stuff in here. So everyone put a hand on your heart and even push in a little bit so you can feel your heart. And think about a blessing in your life. Think about maybe someone that you love a lot, okay? And then take a nice, big, deep blessing breath. Everybody ready? Everyone got a blessing? Here we go. Say, ah. That's good. Everyone say, shh. Think about a blessing. Push your heart in and say, and take a nice, deep breath. Good. Beautiful. Now take your hands like this. Say, Shema. And hold the pinky up and make a circle around your friends and your family in this beautiful community. And open your Torah. Can you open your Torah like this? And say Yisrael. Shema. Yisrael. Your Torah like this. And then lift your hand up like this as we say God's name. And as a preschooler explained it to me once, we bring God next to us by bringing a hand next to us. Isn't that beautiful? And we say Adonai. Everyone say Adonai. And there are many names that we use for God and the different roles that God plays in our lives. And one of those roles is someone or something that's always with us, always looking out for us, always protecting us. So kids, I have a question. When you get into the car with your parents, they say, put on your seatbelt. Good job. And well done. It was well rehearsed. You did good. Okay. So what we do is we think about God as a protector. When we put on our seatbelt and we say Eloheinu, say Eloheinu. Put on your seatbelt though, ready? Say Eloheinu. There you go. Adonai. And then make okay fingers like this. And then link your okay fingers. Can you do this? Link your okay fingers together as if you're one with God. And you move them back and forth from your heart. Notice this is a moving sign because it takes action to have this kind of connection with God and this kind of connection with ourselves too. And we say the Hebrew word for one. And we say, can you all say God? You gotta put a good chut in there, Jews. Ready? Say Echad. Shema. Yisrael. Beautiful. Adonai. Put on your seatbelt. Eloheinu. Adonai. And this is a combination of American and Israeli sign language. And there are many beautiful ways to sign the Shema. But what I love about signing the Shema, or even using hand motions like the kind you use at Jewish summer camp or youth group, is that it helps us think about these words that we say, or maybe turn them around in a way that we haven't heard them or felt them before. So I invite you to join me. This is the real thing. Y'all ready? Say shh. Shema.
We turn now to page 20.
As a matter of truth and of faith, we proclaim that Adonai is our God, and there is none else, and we are Israel, God's people. God has freed us from the grip of earthly rulers, our sovereign redeemed us from the fist of tyrants. God has done great things and countless wonders that surpass our understanding. Giving us life, we have not stumbled. God has given us miracles to overcome Pharaoh, signs and wonders in the land of Egypt. And from their midst, Israel was brought to eternal freedom. When the children of Israel witnessed the divine power, they extolled God, gave thanks, and accepted God's dominion. With great joy, Moses and all Israel sang this song.
Mi chamucha ba'elim Adonai, mi chamucha נהדר בקודש, נורא תהילו, עושה מי כמוך באלים אדוני, מי כמוך נהדר בקודש. Who is like you? Who is like you, Adonai? Who is like you, Adonai? Moses and the children crossed the sea, sing to you in songs of joy. Who is like you, Adonai? You sing Michamocha, Ba'elim Adonai. Michamocha, Nehedar ba'kodesh. Ya la 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 la, ya 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 ya, ya 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 ya. Ashkiveinu Adonai, Eloheinu Neshalom, V'ha'mideinu Shomreinu Lecha. Ashkiveinu Adonai, Eloheinu Neshalom, V'ha'mideinu Shomreinu Lecha. Ya 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 ya. Please rise. We continue with the Amidah. We sing the words Adonai Sifatai. You all try.
holy ones praise your name. Blessed are you, the holy God. Please be seated and turn to page 29. The meaning of the Sabbath is to celebrate time rather than space. 6 days a week, we live under the tyranny of things in space. On the Sabbath, we try to become attuned to holiness in time. It is a day when we are called upon to share in what is eternal in time, to turn from the result of creation to the mystery of creation, from the world of creation to the creation of the world. Desire, Adonai, our God, your people Israel, and with love accept our prayers. And may the worship of Israel, your people, join us, pleasing in your sight. O God, who is close to all who cry out, turn your face toward your servants and be gracious unto us. Pour out your Spirit unto us, and with mercy let our eyes behold your return to Zion. Blessed are you, Adonai, who restores the divine presence to Zion.
And before we continue with our service, there is one other thing to celebrate this evening. There might be a few of you in this congregation who are celebrating an anniversary in the month of September. Are there any people in this? Very good, please stand in your place. Promise I won't make you do anything or say anything, but how many years? 18. 5. Don't you Very good, Jen. Is there anyone else celebrating an anniversary? Oh, but
I saw him last night, and he celebrated, and his wife celebrated
52nd. That's awesome. Wow, cool. Well, I just want to say, now I get to speak directly to you. This is cool, and I'm sure utterly embarrassing for you. So I just want you both, I wish for you both, that your love, as much as you loved one another on your wedding day, that you have grown to love each other even more deeply, even more closely, and that I wish for you that the rest of your days together be one of blessing and togetherness and love. Mazel tov. You may kiss your bride.
We are grateful that we're on page 32. We are grateful that you are forever our God and God of our ancestors, that you are the rock of our life, our protector and our Savior. We thank you and sing your praises for our lives which are in your hands, for our souls which are in your care, and for the miracles that are with us each day, and for the wondrous gifts that you bestow at all times, evening, morning, and midday. Kind one whose mercies never fail, merciful one whose binding love will never end, you have forever been our hope. Our Savior and protector, let all who live affirm you, praise your name in truth. Blessed are you, Emanu-El, whose essence is goodness and is worthy of our gratitude. Please turn to page 34. 35. Grant us peace, thy most precious gift. Join us. O thou eternal source of peace, and enable Israel to be its messenger unto the peoples of the earth. Bless our country, that it may ever be a stronghold of peace, and its advocate among the nations. May contentment reign within its borders, health and happiness within its homes. Strengthen the bonds of friendship and fellowship among the inhabitants of all lands. Plant virtue in every soul, and make the love of thy name hallow every home and every heart. Praise be thou, Adonai, giver of peace.
healing. We think tonight of Max Bowden, Ashley Garugian, Shira Gutchin, Ben Jacobson, Elliot Loveman, Elena Kishinevsky-Stern, and Anita Wilson. But if there are names you wish to mention this evening so that together we might all pray for them as a congregation, please stand in your place. As my eyes meet yours, please name your loved ones aloud.
Alex Ruiz.
Bernie Gutchin, Tom Sarno. Martin Annette Buster. Tony, Jake, and Jared.
Let's sing Rick's beautiful Misha Baruch, El Harafana, prayer together.
Please heal the soul and please heal the soul. Yeshebena Abraham Sarah Yitzchak Rivka Yaakov Rachel Bilea Enarech Vanala Fuash Leha Enarech Vanala. Please heal the soul. Faith and love, together we bring hope and healing to those in need. Without judgment, without explanation, we are all God's creations. Enarech Vanala please heal the soul.
A few announcements before we continue. You all should have received a lovely program that I hope you will take home, because in it is everything that is going on at our temple. The two things I would like to bring forward is the holidays aren't over yet. There are more to come. So on Monday morning, September 24th at 11 a.m., we are having a Sukkot service here. It is such a beautiful and peaceful service, and it takes place under a beautiful chuppah. Is that happening? No. It is. Okay, excellent. So please join us on Monday, and the following week there's one more to go, and that is Simchat Torah. So on Sunday night, and this is really important for all the kids because this is a big deal. On Sunday evening at 5:45 p.m., that's September 30th, we are meeting in here. We are unrolling a Torah, folks. So we're going to circle the edges of the sanctuary and open up the Torah so that we can celebrate finishing the reading of the Torah and starting over. And we're going to march with the Torahs and dance with the Torahs. And what are we going to dance to? We're going to dance to the Magic Shtetl Klezmer Band. So they are coming, so please come. Sunday evening, September 30th at 5:45 p.m. And the very next morning is our Shmini Atzeret and Yizkor service on Monday, October 1st at 11 a.m. And that will be in our chapel. And there is one other thing, and that is that we have an oneg tonight. And we have an oneg tonight because it was sponsored. That's the only way you're going to get an oneg. So if you want a good nosh, a little food, a little drink, that's the way to do it. And so tonight's oneg is sponsored, fittingly enough, by members of the board of the Mike Slive Foundation for Prostate Cancer Research in honor and memory of Mike Slive, who passed away in May. And it is his family who has so generously led our service this evening. Mike's wife, Liz, and of course, I don't even have to say her name, she's famous, there we go. So, and since September is Prostate Cancer Awareness Month, this is perfect timing. So, and they're having a special event, I'm with Mike, that's next Thursday evening at the UAB Alice Stevens Center. So I want to thank specifically Harry Bayer, Judd Harwood, Anna and Abigail Slive Harwood, Charles Herman, Howard Goldberg, Ed Meyerson, Joel Rotenstrike, and Liz as well. Thank you all so much for creating for us a beautiful evening following our service to enjoy Anash and company with one another. And now, back to Rick.
So I've been sort of thinking through the service how to tell you this story that I want to share with you. And I'm going to give it a shot, okay? So bear with me. So as we're in the holiday season, and I'll preface this by saying that us service kind of leader people, it's a little different for us because it's like a particularly busy time, but it's a particularly busy time for everyone here, okay? And I think what we all look for during this time in our lives and in the cycle of the year is a breakthrough, right? We want to feel something. For me this year, it's been a little weird. I don't know, the world's been a little bit wackadoodle, you may have noticed. There's a lot of noise going on, and so much of it is surface noise. And it's hard sometimes to get down to the soul, get down to the kishkas, get down to the insides, right? And so we have our holidays, which help to lay this out for us, to help us, to march us through certain practices, certain rituals, to hopefully exercise our bodies and ultimately exercise our souls, right? My breakthrough came yesterday. As a matter of fact, my breakthrough came today. It was around 12:30 at night. Like right after Yom Kippur. I had to wait till after Yom Kippur. But I was struggling sort of throughout this holiday season to feel, I don't know, just feeling a little bit numb. Has anyone here ever felt a little bit numb? Okay? Yesterday I was working with a video editor making a music video. And this music video is a song that I wrote for my son, and we have two boys, but it happened to be the day before my son Kobe's bar mitzvah in Israel. And it was accidentally written. I was at Yad Vashem. For those of you in the Holocaust Memorial, I was downstairs and I wrote this song. And it's a song about having no fear. It's a song not about Kobe, but it's a song about our children and our hope that they will grow up without a sense of fear, that they will find the strength to surrender and to find their own voice. Wouldn't we all love this? Of course. So I'm making this music video, and I needed to find some footage of me and Kobe when he was like a baby. And I'm looking through all my mobile phone stuff, and I realized there were no smartphones back then. I didn't have video from a phone, and my wife and I were like trying to figure this out. I'm like, oh my gosh, that's when we had cameras. We had cameras then. And so we went and we found this 8mm camera. Remember what those look like? It sounds so ancient, doesn't it? It's like an 8-track tape. An 8mm camera has a big tape. We looked at a couple things, that didn't work. But it was an 8mm, a DV, a slightly smaller tape, okay? And we found the power supply, and the story about finding the power supply alone would have been impressive. Okay? So we find the power supply, and then Elisa, my wife, is like digging through this just crazy corner of her office where there's piles of this stuff. And she finds this beautiful one of my father who's passed away since, and us playing with Kobe, and it was, we got it. It was great. We got it. All I needed was a 3-second clip, and on top of that, our children, who are 13 and 16, were watching this with us, and it was really beautiful. This isn't the breakthrough, though. So I continue working. Family's gone to bed. This is like a typical thing. I'm up. It's late. And there was still this stack of tapes, and while I'm working, I'm putting in the tapes and just pressing play and forward and labeling them a little bit, knowing that there's easily 150 of them in my wife's office. I click one of the tapes, and it's the birth of my son. Unlabeled, of course. Because it was an overwhelming period of time. There's 2 solid years that I don't remember after each child was born, okay? So my son Tal was born. It's hard for me. I almost cried talking about it. I started crying in my office by myself. My office is downstairs at our house, but it just tore me open. It was just so beautiful. And then I thought, I want to find Kobe's birth. And I knew this was probably impossible. So I walked into the other, this is a long story, isn't it? This Rick Rack guy. I go into Elisa's office, and I find all kinds of stuff, old band things, blah, 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 just stacks, mountains of DV tapes, and cassette tapes, too. Remember those? CDs, do you remember those? They're like records. Remember those? All right, anyway, so I grab a stack of blank tapes, and I'm exhausted at this point, and I sit down, and I go, one more, and I choose the very first tape. I put it in, I press play, it goes like 32, nothing happens. I think that I've torn the tape. I stop, press, turn the camera back on, one more time, press play, doesn't work, rewind, messing with it a little bit, press stop, press play. It's the birth of my son, Kobe. Right there. I delivered Kobe. And it's me delivering my son, and us screaming in the delivery room, the most beautiful shrieks of primal kind of energy. And like I said, it just to my core. And it made me think about this idea that it's the birth of a child that opens us up. It's the birth of a child that gives us hope. It's the birth of a child that takes the news, it takes USA Today, and CNN and Fox, and it turns all of that off. It leaves it so far behind, it doesn't matter at all. Would you all agree with that? That was my breakthrough. When we think about a birth of a child, it rebirths us. It helps us tear down these walls that we build up, that are built up around us, that we allow to be built in our hearts. It tears them, breaks them right down, so that we can feel again and know again who we are. And then we build a beautiful wall of a sukkah, and we invite everyone in. This is where we are. So I want to share with you, that was the story. I want to share with you a song that I wrote several years ago. It was part of an initiative that I launched with the National Civil Rights Museum in Memphis, Tennessee. And it's called Tear Down the Walls, and it's a song about looking below the color of our skin, our ethnicity, our gender, our sexual preference, whatever it is, our sexual orientation. It's about looking below all of that until we reach the one thing that each and every human being has in common. This thing that we were beating the other day, and we continue to beat, our hearts. And the ability, as Dr. King said, to love each other. This is what we all have. I want to invite the Tear Down the Walls readers to come on up and join us, okay? Beneath our skin, the action we take, the strength we find, the changes we make, the hand we hold to a safer place, the courage to speak face to face. From the ears to our hands, to the ground where we stand, we are holy and whole, every woman and man. Being together is being alive. Only together will we survive. We can tear down the walls, brick by brick, one by one, till our love is great and fear, till we remember why we are here. We can tear down the walls. You sing, tear down the walls. Tear down our walls, tear down our walls. We can tear down walls. Sometimes a stranger is someone, sometimes a stranger is part of you. The distance we make can cause so much pain. A time to turn, look again. The birth of a child, the months of the year, but the hurt and the healing, hope it gives. Sometimes the field must burn to the ground, the fertile land to come around. We can tear down the walls, brick by brick, brick by brick, one by one, one by one, till our love is great and fear, till we remember why we are here. Tear down the walls, tear down the walls, every daughter, every son, so we can build on a better land. We can remember where we come from. We can tear down the walls. You sing. Tear down the walls. Tear down the walls. We can tear down the walls.
With love, we can tear down the walls. I believe that. I believe that unowned truth and unconditional love will have the final word in reality. That is why right, temporarily defeated, is stronger than evil triumphant. Darkness cannot drive out darkness. Only light can do that. Hate cannot drive out hate. Only love can do that. Dr. Martin Luther King Jr.
Power based on love is 1,000 times more effective and permanent than the one derived from fear of punishment. Mahatma Gandhi.
Let us always meet each other with smile, for the smile is the beginning of love. Mother Teresa.
With courage, we can tear down the walls. It is from numberless diverse acts of courage and belief that human history is shaped. Robert F. Kennedy.
Education is the great engine of personal development. It is through education that the daughter of a peasant can become a doctor, that the son of a mine worker can become the head of the mine, that a child of farm workers can become the president of a great nation. Nelson Mandela.
With action, we can tear down the walls. I knew someone had to take the first step, and I made up my mind not to move. Rosa Parks.
With faith and responsibility, we can tear down the walls. I still believe, in spite of everything, that people are truly good at heart and frank.
This is the duty of our generation as we enter the 21st century. So solidarity with the weak, the persecuted, the lonely, the sick, and those in despair. Eli Wiesel.
With respect, we can tear down the walls. To be one, to be united is a great thing. But to respect the right to be different is maybe even greater. Bona.
When we lift every voice and sing, when we lift our eyes, when we lift our legs and our arms and our souls, when we embrace people of all races, religions, cultures, and ethnicities, abilities, economic classes, and sexual orientations, we truly lift each other and honor the words and the life work of so many who have come before us, inspiring us over and over again to tear down the walls.
Tear down the walls. You sing. Tear down the walls. We can tear down the walls. We can tear down the walls. One love, one heart, one heart. Let's get together. Let's get together and feel alright. One love, one heart, one love, one heart, one heart. Let's get together. Let's get together and feel alright. Let's get together. Let's get together and it will be alright.
We continue on page 40. Please rise for our labor. Alleluia, Shabbat, Adon, Avod, Latei Tirulayim, Sebreshit, Shelo Asami, Atzot, Elo Samanu, Mishpachot Adamah, Shelo Samtenu Kahem, Edor Aleinu, Echol Hamonam, V'anachnu Korim, Please be seated. V'ne'emar v'haya Adonai l'melech al kol ha'aretz hayom hahu yiheh Adonai echad u'shemo Now we remember those whose lives have been a blessing to us, and who we've lost over the past years. I want to invite those of you who hear your loved ones' names mentioned to rise, but only if you're comfortable doing so. Those whose deaths occurred this week: Machlon Hartzell Jr. and Barbara Babs Silverfield Siegel Perlman. Those who have died during Shloshim the past 30 days: Mervyn, Herbert Epsman, Mary Lou Peelan, Eleanor Goldblatt Rubin. And those whose yahrzeits occur this week: B.L. Punch Ahrens, Rhonda Dreyfus Abraham, Gertrude Michaelov Adcox, Stephen Michael Barris, Mervyn Barstein, Rosalind Bernheim, Herbert Birnbaum, Gertrude Bleiweiss, Roger Nathan Blum, Raphael Bornstein, James Bremen, Maurice Breyer, Dot Caldwell, Meyer Palat, Minerva Dalrymple, Sylvia Dorsky, Janet Dorsky, Louis Drew, Margaret Dreyfus, Jean Elkis, Marvin Feldman, Adair David A.D. Fine, Sarah Freeman Fogel, Orrin Ford, Bessie Froman, Joan Marcus Gilbert, Leon Godchow II, Mervyn Jerome Goldstein, Marvin Goldstein, Louis Goodman, Mary Richmond Green, David Greenberg, Francis Hogan Houghton, Edward Cantor, Nessie Kessler, Harry Kuhn, Louis Kushner, Faye Lewitz, Maurice Mervis, Samuel McGillner, Simon Nagrodsky, Mo Perlman, Louise Pernia, Anna Petrovsky, Bernard Pivow, Maxine Pevsner, Myra Edith Rathmel, Adele Cohen-Reese, Alice Rosen, Joseph Rosenthal, Nathan Shapiro, Philip Shapiro, Rose Singer, Howard Henson Sisson, Esther Sklar, Seymour Slater, Gertrude Solomon, Mary Solomon, Myron Sturman, Max Stern Sr., Robert Turner, Rena Waxman, Minnie Wald, Leonard Wertheimer Jr., Henry Norman Wise, Helene Laney Wertzman, Stephen Bruce Wren. I ask the entire congregation to rise and join in words of Kaddish on page 44. Yitgadal Yitgadash Shmei Rabbah, Be'alma Didrach Yirkutei V'yamrit Malchutei, B'chayechon U'vyomechon U'b'chayei B'chol Beit Yisrael, Ba'agala U'bizman Kariv V'imru Amen. Yehei Shmei Rabbah Mevorach, La'alam Olamei Amayim. Yitbarach v'yishtabach v'yit'a'ar v'yit'ramam v'yit'naseh v'yit'hadar v'yit'aleh v'yit'alal shemei kudashah v'richu le'ela mikol berchata v'shirata tushkachata v'nechemata da'amiran be'alma v'imru amen. Yehei shalom araba min shemayim v'chaim aleinu ve'al kol Yisrael v'imru amen. Oseh shalom miramah Hu Ya'aseh Shalom, Aleinu Ve'al Yisrael, V'imru. Amen. Please be seated.
Oh, Yahweh, Shalom. I'll sing, you sing it back. Ready? Oh, Yahweh, Shalom, Aleinu, Yahweh Yisrael. Oh, Yahweh, Shalom, Aleinu, Yahweh Yisrael. Salam Aleinu ve'akol ha'olam יבוא. שלום. שלום עלינו. עלינו. ועל כל ישראל. Shabbat Shalom.